Hi, and welcome to Living in El Paso, Texas. My name is John Pena, and in this episode, we're talking all about dogs. Hi, thank you so much for checking out the YouTube channel Living in El Paso, Texas. My name is John Pena. So if you are interested in relocating to El Paso or selling your home in El Paso, by all means, please reach out to us. This channel though exists for folks basically who are either trying to learn more about El Paso or maybe just kind of see what people who aren't from El Paso think about El Paso. We've been here for about 2 years now, and so we love it, but maybe I'm a little biased. So in this episode, we're going to talk about dogs because many of you have dogs. Dogs are, our pets, man's best friend, woman's best friend maybe even, and they're really starting to play a pretty big role in our lives. And so for those of you that maybe aren't from El Paso, you might have some questions, some concerns about how friendly of an area of a city is El Paso for dogs and what you can expect to do with your dog when you're here. And one of the awesome things about having your dog here is that you have kind of a year-round opportunity to enjoy your dog and enjoy the outside. Now, disclaimer, whenever it gets really, really hot, you should not be outside walking your dog on those hot sidewalks and hot streets. So, be careful about that. But the nice thing about El Paso is that since our winters aren't full of snow and ice and blizzards and all of that, you can still, get out and do activities with your dog throughout those winter months where it might be a little more challenging in, northern parts of the country. So, we're going to talk a little bit about all the things that you might be interested in. First thing, let's start with daycare, grooming, and boarding facilities, right? So, El Paso has plenty of daycare, grooming, and boarding options for dog and cat owners to choose from. Now, you can find many indoor and outdoor daycare options, and some of these daycares offer extra services, which is awesome, like trail hikes. That sounds to me epic. Training, awesome. Obedience training, right? Getting your dog to have those good manners. Administering medication. Lots of you have animals, unfortunately, that might be sick. They need their medication, so these boarding facilities will take care of that. One-on-one playtime. If you have multiple dogs, some groomers and some boarding facilities give discounts for multiple dogs. And, everybody wants to know that their animal, if they choose to either take it to grooming or if they choose to board it, that the animal is going to be well taken care of. We've had very good luck with our dogs. We have a bunch, and even now some cats. And so we've had very good luck with our grooming and with kind of like the doggy daycare. But this is why the internet exists. You can reach out, research these people, see how the reviews are, and make sure that you're getting the absolute best care for your animal. So, talking about the best care, one of the things that's really important is that your dog has activities and or gets an opportunity to exercise. I always like to joke with folks, I'm not a crazy dog person necessarily, but I do remember watching, I think his name was Caesar, right, the dog whisperer guy, and his advice was always exercise, discipline, affection, in that order. So I think that was Caesar. Otherwise, it's from Letterkenny. I cannot recall. However, I think it makes a good point. If especially with a younger dog, younger dogs they have a lot of energy. How do you cope with that? The best way is to exercise them, right? Trust me, when we exercise our young dogs, they are so much better behaved than when we don't. So, what kind of dog activities does El Paso have? El Paso has many options to keep your dog happy and in shape, and we have many trails as well as a ton of dog parks around town. So, some of the trails that we have, there are plenty of options to choose from when it comes down to trails. Some of the most popular options are McElligin Canyon. This is an awesome area in the northeast, right off of 54. It's super, super popular. There's an amphitheater where they have concerts and plays and all sorts of stuff, but it's also a picnic area, and there's a great hike where you can actually go up to the top of the Franklin Mountains. We've done it with our oldest dog, Basil. She's getting a little old now. I don't know if she would do that great there, but she did pretty well. I've seen people in there with little dogs, carry them when you need to, so that's a great one. El Paso Tin Mines hike, we did a video on this. Miguel and Isa went and checked it out. It's a long hike, so make sure you have plenty of water for yourself and your dog. The Westside Community Rec Center and Dog Park, this is actually pretty close to where I live, and this is a great area, but we're going to talk about dog parks later, but this also has additional trails as well. Anywhere in the Franklin Mountain State Park, you may have dogs as long as they are on a leash, right? And we've got a story that I'll talk about a little bit later that really brings home that point about keeping them on the leash. I love to have my dogs off the leash because they can run around and get more energy out, but like I said, we've got a good story about why when you're out hiking, it's probably a good idea to have them on the leash. Lazy Cow Trailhead, this one I have not done. And then Hueco Tanks, we've done a couple videos on Hueco Tanks. I didn't actually know you were allowed to have dogs out there. I'm sure they have to be on a leash, but again, it's a really beautiful area. So, dog parks. Dog parks have become a thing. I remember as a kid, I don't remember dog parks really being a thing, but man, they sure are now, and El Paso is no exception. So there are plenty of options when it comes to dog parks. We have many leashed and off-leash dog parks, with some of the parks having things like water fountains, obstacle courses, so that's really cool. Over in the Far East, Pebble Hills Dog Park, I drive by here all the time. 3 acres of grass with 2 areas separated for small dogs and large dogs. There's an obstacle course feature, and they're planning a water fountain in the future. Don Haskins Community Center, this is the one that's over by me. Off-leash, grass, park, fully fenced in, 2 separated areas for small dogs, large dogs, small trees for shade, water fountain, all of this kind of stuff. So, this one I love. We take our dogs here all the time. Eastwood Dog Park. This one I'm not familiar with. I'm assuming it's over on the east side. But this is an off-leash, fenced in, all gravel with agility equipment. So that's pretty cool. So dog parks, fantastic option, not only just to exercise your dog and yourself too, walking around, right? Maybe throwing the ball around, but also, quite honestly, it's kind of a nice way to meet other people, right? So if you're just moving here, could be a great way to kind of meet fellow dog lovers and find some new friends, so to speak. Now, this is also wasn't a thing so much when I was younger, but now it really is. Pet-friendly bars and restaurants. Now, this is when you're a pet owner, going out shouldn't have to mean leaving your fur child behind. With sunny days year-round, El Paso has the best weather for you and your pet to enjoy. So here are just a couple of the places where you can take your dog if you're going out to eat. Ideally, obviously your dog is leashed and well behaved. Right Eatery, this is a dog-friendly outdoor patio with overhead fans. They'll bring out a bowl of water for your dog. We go here all the time. I love Ripe. Deluxe, this is a dog-friendly outdoor patio. Eloise, haven't been there, dog-friendly patio. Tippy T's, I have been there, dog-friendly patio. Ruli's International Kitchen, dog-friendly patio. The Hoppy Monk, this is a cool little place kind of near UTEP off Mesa, dog-friendly patio. Gringo Theory Patio Bar. This is a really cool place that Lee and I found about a year ago, and it's over on the east side near the Far East, and it's a really cool hip bar, but they have a pretty expansive outdoor patio area, and sure enough, it's set up with some fenced in little dog area, kind of playground spaces, so it's a really cool place. I wanted to actually go and do the video, but we just didn't make it, but we have been there several times, and it's a really cool place. So. Another place, Mutt's Canine Cantina. This place maybe is Cummings to West El Paso, kind of a restaurant dog park combo. So sounds like that'll be pretty cool. Plans to open in El Paso next year. We'll have to do a video on those guys. And there's so much new development that's happening. It's awesome that we're getting the Amazon distribution center. Awesome, great. that we're building new hospitals, fantastic. But the fact that we're also kind of building these cool, kind of more trendy, hip places like a dog restaurant, kind of patio bar combo place, I think is fantastic. So I think it really shows that El Paso is trying to capitalize on its kind of up and coming, nature for right now. So what most people ask me about when they talk to me about pets is veterinary care. So everybody wants to make sure that their furry friends are taken care of and have the best health care that they can possibly have. So there are plenty of options when it comes to veterinary care here in El Paso. There are also many emergency clinics as well, and even some more affordable options. If you've ever had to take your animal to an emergency animal clinic, you know that it's a pretty big strike to the wallet. So here, that's still going to be the case, but it's not going to be as much of a hit as maybe you're used to if you're coming from a bigger city. So that's one good thing. And so for more simple procedures like vaccinations at an affordable price, people can go to these kind of Vetco clinics. They're located inside the Petco stores on the weekends, and so that's a nice option as well. This I love. There are many other more affordable options for pet owners just across the border. So, we talk about how folks will go over to Juárez for dental work or even, any kind of like medical treatments and or procedures because the prices are significantly more affordable. Well, the same thing is actually the case for your veterinary care. So there are many quality veterinarians just a few minutes from El Paso, and this is from Alex. Alex is really into dogs and pets, and he goes over to Juárez more frequently. He says he highly recommends Veterinary Hospital of Medical Surgical Specialties, and we can put the address of these guys or reach out to us if you're interested. But we just wanted you to know that there are options not only here in El Paso, but if you really want to get a more affordable option, right across the border. So, having dogs in El Paso is pretty fantastic. Like I said, one of the things I really like is just that our weather is conducive to getting your dog out and about. I live in a nice quiet little neighborhood, and there are folks out every single morning and every single afternoon and evening walking their dogs, and it's great because they can pretty much do that year round. And so that's just a little bit of information for those of you who are, maybe have some concerns about, are there going to be activities? Are there going to be vets here? Are there going to be trails that you can explore? And I'm so glad that I said that. So we were on a hike just last weekend, actually, and it wasn't here in El Paso. It was about 30 minutes north in Las Cruces, and it was an established kind of state park area, so dogs had to be on the leash. We were with other people, so we were really, really good. We took Marcel and Maud, our two youngest dogs, on the leash and had a great time. But sure enough, as we were coming back, there was a rattlesnake on the trail, right? And this is mid-October. So there was a rattlesnake on the trail, pretty decent size. I'd say probably 3-ish feet more or less. And this guy saw us and he coiled up, and we stopped, obviously, because we heard him rattling, we saw him. But I can guarantee you that if our dogs would not have been on the leash, one or both of them would have gone up to that snake and probably been bit and probably would have passed away. Now you can actually train your dogs. They have special training for snakes, believe it or not, and our dogs should probably get it because they don't understand, they're curious, and so anytime something new comes around, they're gonna go up nose first, and they're gonna get bit and they're probably gonna die. So you wanna be careful. I hate to be morbid and dark like that, but it's a really good point. So now at certain times of the year when the snakes are off hibernating and they're not coming out, well then you're probably fine. But just something to keep in mind. We want you to be safe, and we would hate for you to lose a dog that way. So If you have any questions, any concerns about anything that we're talking about, whether it's dogs, whether it's real estate, whether it's local businesses in El Paso, by all means, we're here for you. We created this channel so that we could be a resource for you. Please don't be shy to reach out to us. And also, we've got a pretty great little website where you can also find some more information. And with that, we're going to leave it there. I hope that everybody is getting ready and excited for Halloween. We're really excited about this horror film festival that's about to happen. Miguel's been putting together some information on that. We're actually going to go to the event. There's going to be one weekend in El Paso, I believe, and then on Halloween weekend, I believe, they're doing the horror film festival in Juárez. We're going to go to that, so we'll make sure that we capture all of that for you, but we're really excited. Should be a lot of fun. I hope that all of you are doing really, really well, and until next time, have a great week.